What's up, everybody? My name's Maya. I'm an indie artist, and it's been a while, so let's get into it. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I know it's silly and everybody asks to do that, but the more comments, likes, subscribers, engagement that I have, then hopefully I can eventually monetize off of these videos and then use that money to make music. Because I make no money off of my music and I want to keep making it, and it's very expensive, so any little bit really truly helps. Also, if you're on Spotify, please follow me on Spotify. I know that's like a small, minute, weird thing, but they have this ad tier called Marquee, and you have to have at least 1,000 followers on Spotify, and I don't yet. But I almost qualify for it, and if I do eventually qualify for Marquee, word vomit, that's huge because then my music can reach more people. So if it's not too much trouble, please follow me on Spotify. Okay, first and foremost, I know I have been saying for the last 6 weeks how my life completely turned upside down and was just shook to its core. And I will make a video explaining all of that and telling you all of the tea, but not yet. That will come later. So for today, I just want to get caught up on all of the other vlogs that I was supposed to do the last 6 weeks, but literally, physically, and mentally could not. All right, about a month and a half ago, I got a comment on one of my videos from a user who asked me if they were too old to start pursuing music. I think they said they were 24 years old, and if they had any advice. And the very first thing that I can say right off the bat is no, 24 is not too old to start doing anything, music or a new career or whatever you're interested in. 24 is so young, it's so young. And here's how I recommend reframing 24. So you're pretty much a kid until you're 20, maybe even 21. So being 24 is really like being a 4-year-old adult. So you're still figuring it out. Your whole life you've been a kid, and now you're thrown into adulthood, and now you have to figure out what it's like to be an adult. So 24 is young, you have plenty of time, don't worry about that. Personally, I struggle all the time with this idea that I started music too late, that I should have became, Billie Eilish. I should have been able to break in music when I was 14 or 20 or 21 or like Olivia Rodrigo. And I often find myself comparing myself to these artists. But the reality is that would have actually been impossible. There's no way I could have become famous or broken music when I was 14 or 20 or 19 or any of those ages. And there's several reasons for that. One, I did not have money growing up. Music is so expensive, and I did not have the access to pursue or record music at that age. And more than just the financial aspect of being able to pursue music at a younger age, I wouldn't have been able to pursue music at a younger age solely because I was not ready. And the reason for that is because I needed to take the time to learn how to be the artist that I wanted to be, to become a better vocalist, to take vocal coaching every week for literally the last 5 years, and then come to a place in my training where I decided I was ready to pursue it in a serious way, in a professional way. And please understand what I'm about to say and what I've been saying is not in any way a knock on Billie Eilish or Olivia Rodrigo or anybody who becomes famous young or in their early 20s or mid 20s. It's irrelevant, because the truth of the matter is life is a non-linear journey, and your story, your journey, your path is entirely your own. And if you pursue music later in life because that's what worked for you, fantastic. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about what the perception of society is, that you have to become famous at a certain age, and if you don't, then you're just like damaged goods. Like that's not realistic. Because it's so hard to even have your music become well-known anyways. I mean, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Every day I wake up and I'm like, will more people listen to my music one day? Will I get to tour one day? Will I play at Coachella? I don't know. I would love to. But those are really tricky things to achieve. And so all I can control is continuing to pursue my passion, continuing to write, and continuing to See what happens, because honestly, nobody knows. Especially when you're pursuing a creative field. Another reason why your age shouldn't discourage you in pursuing an art form is because the older you are, the more life experiences you have. I'm able to write so much more music that is vulnerable and honest and personal because I've experienced so much life now. I have been through a lot, and I've felt a lot of emotions, and I've been in tons of different situations, and so I have so much fuel to write about. And if I had tried to write music 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have all of the material that I have now. And so living life allows you to become more creative because you experience all these different things, and then what from your life experiences, you're able to transform that and put that into your art. So don't worry about age in any way. Getting older is a beautiful thing, and in fact, getting older is really truly a gift because not everybody gets to grow older. And I know that's kind of morbid, but it's true. So aging is beautiful. Now, if my motivation still isn't doing it for you, I'm going to give you tangible statistical facts. Statistical? Yes, that's a word. Statistical? That's a word, right? Okay. Anyways, I'm going to give you facts of musicians who made it later in life. And I have to read it. Sorry, I don't have it memorized. But okay, so Sia reached fame when she was 36 years old. Debbie Harry was 33. Chuck Berry was 32. Robin Thicke was 35. Jay-Z was 33, and he's like a billionaire. So go off, Jay-Z. Rachel Platten, she was 35 when she became famous, and that was for Fight Song. 2 Chainz, 34. James Murphy from LCD Sound System was in his 30s. Noah Gallagher from Oasis was 26. I think that's pretty young still, but we'll take it. Bonnie Raitt was in her 30s. And so these are just a few examples. So, you know, there's plenty of people who became famous, if that's what you want, in their teens, in their early 20s, but there's also plenty of examples of people who became famous later on in life. And that's not just for music. There's tons of actors and authors who also became famous later on in life. I think the two that are referenced the most is Oprah and Alan Rickman. I know those are two really popular examples. So age is just a number. It does not mean anything. I think I already said this, but your journey, your path, your story in life is entirely your own, and you take ownership of it, and whatever happens in it, it is unique to you, and that is what makes it special and beautiful and awesome, and you don't need to try to copy anybody else's. Like, that is theirs. Take ownership of yours, and even if it's stressful or scary or gives you anxiety, know that it is also beautiful and wonderful and exciting because it's you, and there's only one of you. And I know that's like so lame sounding, but it's true. It's really true. And I have to remind myself of that too. Like, I am not perfect. I get discouraged all the time, and I'm like, just keep going, Maya. Just keep going. We will play Coachella one day. Fingers crossed. So yeah, just don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, so hopefully that's inspired you a little bit when it comes to age. In terms of advice, the best advice that I could give you is to just, one, start writing in any capacity that you can. Don't worry if it's good or bad, and if you need tips on how to start writing, I can make a separate video about that, so just let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. What else? Try to find people to make music with. Some people are bedroom producers, and they're able to learn Ableton or Logic or these music programs to learn how to produce. I'm not using the right verbiage, but some people learn how to become a bedroom producer. I was not able to do that. I do not have the brain for such things. So I found producers who were willing to work with me at rates that I could afford, and basically I would write, I come up with melodies, and I bring it to them, and then they produce the tracks and come up with the instrumentation and make it this beautiful, wonderful thing. So I would say after writing, the second thing that you can do is either learn how to produce on your own, or find a producer or producers that are willing to work within your budget so that you can start making music. Now, if writing and producing is a little bit too daunting at this stage in your desire to explore music, then I would say the next best thing that you can do that's accessible is just to start recording covers. And I know this is something that's been on the internet for like 15 years or however many years, but doing covers is a great way to get comfortable performing, hearing your own voice, getting music out there, and then after that, when you're ready and you want to start writing your own music and then taking it to producers, then you can do that. For me, I sang covers for 2019, 4 years before I started to write my own music. So I was only exclusively doing covers in vocal lessons and then recording covers. I never posted them, but I did record them. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready to try writing. That's what I want to do. In the purest sense possible, the advice that I could give you is just to start. That is the hardest thing. Just give yourself 5, 10, an hour, however much time you can give to your craft, your creative pursuit in a week or a day or in 2 days. That is the hardest thing, is just starting. And then once you start, it becomes easier, it becomes more accessible, it becomes fun, it becomes a part of your routine. But if you never try, if you never start, then you'll never know what can happen. You'll never know if your career is going to take off in a way that you never imagined, or that people are going to start listening to your music. Because if you don't start, then how could they? So you have to at least start. You have to at least try. Before I forget, one of the most important pieces of advice that I could give you in pursuing music is just know it's going to take time, and that's okay. I think in our generation, we're so used to instant gratification. You can order something online and it'll get to your house in a day. You can stream an entire TV show in a day, a whole season. You can post on Instagram or TikTok or any of these platforms and get feedback right away. And that's not necessarily how life works. That is some perks now that we have because technology has advanced, but it does take time to write, record, produce, get music out into the world, then start to have people try to listen to it, to build your fan base, to learn who you want to be as an artist, to learn what your image is going to be, to figure out your branding. All of these things just take time. And so you have to be persistent, and you can't be discouraged. Some days you're not going to be motivated. Some days you're going to wake up and you're not going to have the streams that you want or the views that you want, and you're going to get discouraged. And you're not going to have motivation, but you have to be disciplined to just keep going and keep putting it out there, because the more that you build your artistry, the more music that you put out, the more chances you're giving yourself to build an audience and gain fans that identify with your music and who you are and want to see what you're doing. And again, it just takes time. So enjoy the process. Try not to rush it too much, because you really can't. And just take it day by day. I have so much anxiety that I started music too late, and that people aren't gonna listen to my music on a mass scale, and I'm gonna be this unknown artist that cares so much. But the truth of the matter is, none of that is in my control. And even if I get anxious about it, I try to just put that away and put that beside me and continue to create anyways, because life is crazy. We don't know what's gonna happen in life. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You think you might know because you're basing it off of your daily routine and what you're used to, but we really just don't know. And I think the perfect reminder of that happened to me last month. My life literally got flipped upside down in a day, and I was left to figure out the pieces and figure out what my life would look like. And I did not want to do that, but I had to, because I was left with no choice. And I think if you want something, you have to go after it. You have to go after it. And if nobody believes in you, I believe in you. And I'm here to encourage you, and I'm here to tell you, you can do it, so go after it. Whatever your dream is, whatever you want to do in life, just go after it. And like I said, if you need somebody to support you, that's me. That's me right here. I'm supporting you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, I really try to not make these vlogs too long, so hopefully I touched the surface on what you were hoping to hear. And if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll follow up with another video, obviously a little bit faster now that my life is slowly coming back together. But yeah, I'm here to answer any questions that you have about music, about life, if I can. However I can be there to support, I'm here to support you. So let me know. And as always, you know what I'm going to say, wherever you are in the world, whether it's day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, I just hope that you have the best day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever it is, and know that I am here to support you. Thank you so much for being on my musical journey. I hope that you continue to like the music that I'm dropping, and stay tuned because I have a lot dropping. I have so much music that I am trying to give you. I actually can't release it fast enough. I can only release one song every 2 weeks, but I'm doing my best here. Okay, I think that's all for now. Have a great day.